Hello and welcome to Woodfired Weekly at Manna from Devon. This week we are going to be cooking potato farl. This is a fantastic, nice thick potato cake, absolutely essential part of an Ulster fry or an Irish fried breakfast. And alongside that we are going to be doing a little bit of a fried breakfast as well, but the main thing for us is this lovely potato cake. We're going to be doing it all in the wood-fired oven, which I've got sitting at around about 2 to 3 Mississippis. First thing we need to do is make our potato cake mixture. In here I've got floury potatoes which have been pre-cooked, and then in this case we've put them through the ricer, but they could be mashed. We're going to add plain flour. Just make sure there's no lumps in that. And then a little bit of baking powder just to lighten things up. So I'll quickly mix that in, and then I'm just bringing it together by hand. As you can see, this is just a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a splash of milk. Not too much, because it suddenly becomes very wet. And I'm also going to do a little salt, pinch of pepper. And now I think that'll come together pretty easily. I've got my pan heating up in the oven. This is a nice little Lodge pan here. A generous amount of butter going in with that. Give that a rough shaping into the pan and kind of flatten it in the pan. So just like that, and I'm going to mark the top here 3/4 of the way through, so that it's pre-delineated, ready for serving. So there we are, and into the oven. Doesn't want to be a crazy heat, but a nice warm 2 to 3 Mississippis in the centre of the oven. So we've also got some baked beans, and a farl is an absolutely wonderful vehicle for baked beans. All that juice is going to be mopped up by the potato. I'm going to pop that in the corner of the oven to heat up, and in another pan some lovely fat strips of smoked bacon, and pop that in. The bacon is kind of part cooked and shriveled a little bit, giving me a bit more room in the pan. So I'm going to flip those over and introduce a couple of fat chunks of black pudding. I'm going to take a look at the farl. Nudge the edges in to keep it in a nice shape, and hopefully it's released itself a little bit from the base. And we're going to pop one of these little spun steel pans in and warm that up, ready for our eggs. So the bacon and black pudding are done. I'm going to pull those out and just sit them there and leave them in the pan. We'll keep those warm until we need them. So now I need to turn my potato farl over if it's part cooked through. And generally it doesn't have enough strength to hold together when I try and flip it over, if I just try and flip it in the pan. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil on there and a little bit of oil on a plate. And then with a quick alley-oop, flip the farl over and straight back in like that. My egg pan is nice and hot. Lovely sizzlers, they go into the pan. Right, we are nearly there. We can continue plating up our breakfast. smoked bacon, black pudding, baked beans. Our farl now has a lovely brown colour on top. I've already got the marks there where I'm going to separate it, and it's got a good crust. So when I flip one of these over, we should see a really lovely colour on the bottom. Fantastic. And on top of that, fried egg. Beautiful. So there's our big fried breakfast with potato farls. That will set anybody up for a fantastic day. Thank you for watching this video. We'll provide the recipe and notes on our blog, and we'll put a link to that below. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.